Hello guys, welcome to my next reading. So this reading is going to be about when will you find your next emotional fulfillment? When will you find your next 10 of Cups? Your true happiness. So we will have 3 piles. Pile number 1 is a 10 of Hearts. That's how it looks like. And a beautiful pine cone that I found outside the other day. This is how it looks like. For group number 2, another 10 of Hearts with the little baby rabbits here in wintertime, very nice. With this beautiful dried green leaf. This is how it looks like. And for group number 3, we have a very old playing card deck with the 10 of Hearts. And beautiful black and grey feather of a raven that I also found outside in the park. And this is how it looks like, group number 3. Okay. So guys, let's see you in your reading. Hello group 1. So this is your reading. I laid out all your cards and you chose the beautiful pine cone at the beginning with this deck of the 10 of Hearts, which I'm going to use to clarify the reading in the end. So what Spirit wants to talk to you about is that you are right in front or in the middle of a new beginning, of a new fresh start. We have the 2 of Wands here with the 6 of Pentacles. And it says here material and spiritual prosperity. And the new beginning, the 0 card, which would be the Fool card. And right away, I'm seeing that this guy over here holds the world in his hand and he's looking far into the distance and he's not sure if he or she should go on a trip, go out there and do their thing and sell the products he is creating, because this guy over here has the cloak of a salesman, but he's kind of unsure. So he's trying to choose his, he has 2 options and he's trying to concentrate and find some clarity to make the right decision here. And here we have this woman also walking, also holding a wand in her hand and being a little bit more self-assured while walking on the earth. And this is very nice. This is like a confirmation here. And the same that this guy is looking outside of his castle rooftop. And him also looking out to the land of the out to the watery land from a rooftop into the sunset. And maybe thinking about leaving or holding in and enjoying the view and enjoying the land that he has. Also this guy, I mean, he's standing on top of a castle, so those 2 figures already have what they need in life, but maybe there's something more that they want. And I guess that's something that's probably is going up with you guys at the moment, and you are going to, if you didn't start it already, you are going to take some small little things and start a new adventure. What this adventure is something that you know that I don't. I don't really see it in the cards here yet. But it could be a new hobby, it could be a new business adventure, but I guess it's a more of a serious thing. and maybe it's even going out on and dating again, since we have a 10 of Hearts reading here. It really could talk about love, but more in the sense of getting out there, getting out of your comfort zone, getting online. The Earth and the Two of Wands especially is always talking about online businesses also. It can represent that, it doesn't have to. And the next card here, we have the beautiful Arcana, a great Arcana card, the 8th Arcana here, with the Strength card. And on top of her head, we see the symbol. I forgot the English name of it, but please forgive me, guys, but you can see it here. This 8 eternity symbol, and here we have the card of the crown chakra. And the crown chakra is usually on top of your head, right in this sphere around your head, but more on top of it. And it tells me here that you need to find some strength, or you're going to, and some inner wisdom. And you probably act out a lot out of how do you say, like when you act out of impulses, and maybe you need to learn and you need to step back a little bit and more look on your mental abilities, trying to soothe you and to calm your impulses that you usually go out into the world with, act out your things in the world. So yeah, so this is a strong, also it clarifies this card over here. And here it gets interesting. Here we have the 5 of Swords, which usually is a very, very challenging card. We have this guy over here holding the 2 swords, seeming a guy of victory, but the victory he gained out of defeating other people emotionally with his words. You can see this guy is very tense, and it's usually an indication of something happens here, some victory out of envy, out of not good intentions, at least. And here we have the 8 of Wands, which is in this deck, it's the accelerated motion. And here we talk about preparing yourself, getting ready to go out into the world. You probably there's probably something in your life where you feel it's boring. You probably came to a stage in your life where you think, okay, within this career, within this relationship, I got to a point where I understood everything, but I want more. There's something I want more in life, and I'm just not sure if I should take the risk and really get out there. Or my single life is like, I don't know, I tried everything, a lot of things that you can try in your single life, and I guess I'm ready for a new adventure here. But you are still kind of holding yourself back, maybe grieving something, maybe having some inner turmoil, needing to heal, needing to get into real mental power and real confidence to get out there. And all of this is probably because there was a situation or a longer period in your life where you struggled because of someone always coming after you. And I guess within this reading, since it's an emotional reading, And here we have water, and this guy looks out on top of his balcony on the water, and this guy is also looking on the water here. And here we have the water in this card represents the emotions, and those two guys are grieving, they are defeated, and they lost the battle. And that's probably what happened to you. Maybe some very, very aggressive arguments you had in relationships with your family, with some kind on an emotional level. Probably not with your boss or co-workers, more with people that you actually love or that should actually love you. And it could also be that this happened maybe in a younger stage of your life. I don't know how old you are at the moment when you watch this, but let's say you are maybe in your 30s or 40s. So this probably happened way back when you were about like 18 or 25 and, you know, doing your thing in the world, but getting defeated, or maybe even defeating other people. So when I see this card, it's usually a typical kind of a bully card. And here we have this 8 of Wands with accelerated motion, and the way the woman also looks at this, at the sky with all the stars and everything. And it shows me that there is hope for you, or you are just not taking action yet, but you guess that there's something more, you know, out there in the universe for you. And I can assure you that that's the case here, because that's what the cards also say. But you need to get over your past hurts. You need to heal it in order for you to get into a new phase where things are changing. But when you do this, when you get out of the victim mode here and maybe get more into this mode of this guy, I'm not saying that you should hurt other people, but there's something in between here, you know. Those people might be too weak to actually change the situation, and they need a change of perspective, because you can get defeated on the outside, but don't have to feel defeated on the inside. But those two guys clearly feel defeated, but she is not feeling defeated here. She's having control of her inner turmoil, of her past experiences, and the things that maybe sometimes take control of her. So in case you have problems with someone in a relationship and arguing a lot, you need to be smart here and more go inside and try to calm your impulses to a degree that they don't lead you anymore. You know, you need to get to a place where you act out of knowledge and out of your own wisdom, and not out of your animalistic impulses. But once you do that, you get into action, you get out of there, you jump from the balcony, swim through the pond here, and you're out of there. And because this card is talking about the 8 of Wands, is usually a card where things are taking off very, very quickly, like super quickly. Like in case you were thinking about making an online business here, but you're not sure, taking a new adventure, or you're right in the middle of it at the moment, this card is saying once you heal those issues, things are taking off very, very quick, very fast. So let's see what this deck maybe has to say to this reading here too. So Spirit, is there any other message that you want to tell us? Thank you. First card. And so we have the Ace of, it should be the Ace of Clubs. And here we have the Ace of Spades, I guess it is. Yeah, the Ace of, no, not the Ace of Spades, it's the 10 of Spades and the 9 of Spades. Yeah, so it makes sense. Spades are the equivalent for swords cards. Yeah. So there is an Ace of Wands out there. I know here are 2 leaves, don't get confused. This really is an ace card. I know the deck, and yeah. I think you should really grab this wand, and in case you are not sure yet, or if you already did, then Spirit is confirming that it was the right thing to go out into the world and to take a new wand here. I mean, you already have a wand here, you know. It's always you have something in your bag. Maybe someone is paying for you in case this new business adventure or whatever it is not working out. Then you do have a wand, some savings or some person who will help you out. You can always go back to your old job, you know. But it's time for you to move on, and Spirit is confirming this in this card, in this somehow too, in this and in that card. It's the Ace of Wands. It's grab your wand and go on. And we have also the 10 of Swords. That is always indicating that something is ending. But the beautiful as this card is that here we have 10 leaves and on a tree, but they are fresh leaves, you know. They just popped out. They just started the journey of making, I know it's big and it looks like a big tree, but it's actually like the first fruits are here, but there's more about to come. And you have gained knowledge with every sword in life you gained enough knowledge now to let go of this and to actually get into your strength and get over your past griefs. And here we have the 9 of Swords, which usually comes right before the 10 of Swords. So in case you suffer from nightmares, from not being sure if this is the right step you should take, or just thinking about, yeah, but other people told me I cannot do it, I'm not able to. And this whole reading here is saying that, yeah, it happened and you can choose to suffer from it. But here it says something in German, which means good luck. And it's a greeting, but it also means that whatever happens, I wish you good luck. And in case we don't see each other anymore, have a good life, something like this, you know. And so Spirit is also saying that whatever this was, it's over and you can really, really let it go. I also see another message here at the end I want to tell you, because this just got into my eye. We have this woman here, and we also have a woman with a child on this card. And it's the Ace of Wands. And the wands are always about action, about passion, about fire. And in case you are not sure about getting a child, creating a family with your partner, because that would mean that you would have to get out there. I mean, of course, with a child, things are totally different in case you don't have a child yet. So for those people who are seeing this reading, who are dealing with a situation like this, thinking about getting pregnant or something similar like that, maybe even also pregnant with an idea, Spirit is saying, just go for it. But make sure that you deal with all the issues you still deal with first before you get into this new adventure, but you should definitely take this new step. Yeah. Yeah, so this is your reading. I hope you enjoyed it, and you can look in the comment section. I also put down some links in the description of this reading about the cards I used, and please subscribe to my channel if you like this reading, and you can always choose another reading. If this did not really sounded quite right to you, then you can always pick another reading or another deck in general. So see you in the next reading. Bye bye, group 1. Hello, group 2. So welcome to your reading. You chose this very beautiful 10 of hearts with the little rabbits and with this beautiful green leaf. And what Spirit wanted to talk to you about is that we have a lot of confirmations here in this reading, and Spirit wants to tell you to get out of your head, because there is a lot of abundance, emotional abundance wanting to come in for you. So we are going to start here with the 2 cards, and I'm saying this because it's very obvious that Spirit is trying to get you into a state of mind where you can actually really see that you can be with someone else. And of course, this could also be a reading about your career, but since it's a 10 of hearts reading and it's about your emotional happiness, and here we have a lot of 2 cards that are indicating, plus the Ace of Cups that is indicating there is a lot of 2 energy here, so a couple energy kind of thing. So okay, so we have the 2 of Swords, and confirmed with another 2 of Swords from this deck, saying mental conflict, where you can see this guy has like this other guy in the head talking to him. Underlined with the Hope card, which is the card number 17, which is the Star card. Yeah. So you are blocking your emotions here with this card, and since this is confirmed twice in your reading, plus another 2 cards here, you need to get out of your head. In group 1, we also had a similar vibe going on, but with less confirmation about the love that was trying to come in. But here we have some conflicting thoughts of mental blockages telling you, well, I will probably not be able to find someone if I put myself out there, or whoever I find is not right for me. And in a way you are right, because if that's what you think, then this will be your reality. And then you will always just have like these 2 options of, will I stay alone, or will I put myself out there, but maybe then I will stay alone again and will come back to single life again if it's not working out. But I advise you here that you should take off your blinds, because this lady of the Two of Swords, she's having the blinds on, and maybe putting the swords away, taking the blinds off and turning back to the ocean, and taking a deep look and walk through the ocean, maybe taking a good night swim in the ocean with the moonlight, to get more in touch with your emotional side. Because on the other hand, your emotions are trying to fool you in a way. If you suppress emotions, they will create some turmoil, and it could be that if you block it too much, that in the background your emotions are starting to rise like a wave, and all the ships that you put out in the clear waters to sail are going to crash, maybe, in worst case scenario, of course. But if you don't know how to deal with your emotions in the right way, for instance, if you have a problem with spending money, maybe, and you always spend your money if you find something attractive enough, like a nice some nice clothing or a nice car, and you book it out of an emotional impulse, then you are going to have maybe an empty bank account soon if you don't build a strategy to deal with it better. But Spirit is saying, don't worry, there's hope. There's a lot of hope on the horizon, because this is the Star card. And the Star card is a card that's always saying, take some time for yourself, go back, heal yourself, and pour all the emotions, all the waters above you, and like go into the oceans, go into the depth of go into a deep pond, into the depth of your emotions, and deal with it. Swim with them for a while. Don't hide away from it. And here we have the I think it's called the Judgment card, the Truth card here, number 20, underneath the Two of Pentacles. And the Truth card here is talking about that on the journey that you went through at the beginning as a Fool, starting with the Fool card and then the Magician and then all the other cards, you are going to get to very close to your goal. The Truth card is always indicating that the things that you are trying to find out in life, you already gained enough epiphanies in life to figure out the truth of life. And there will be some judgment call, and you are going to rise above your grave, because in the Waite deck, it's usually like there's an angel coming, and all the people, the whole family that was stuck in the graveyard, they are opening their graves and they are rising above from it. So in case you feel very mentally very stuck here, since you are in your head, maybe look at the things in your head that are causing these blockages, and then get through place where you get some epiphanies with it. And maybe at the moment you cannot, or after that, you don't really know what to do with it. Maybe you got some epiphanies here and there, and you got some clues on what's going on, but you are not sure. You don't know, like, what is it about? What is it all about in general? Like, whenever I find someone, it's never working out, and the ships come and go, you know, but they never stay. They never take me on board with them. Because here we have clearly, he is standing in front of the ocean on a concrete ground, and she also sits on a concrete-like ground in front of the ocean, but not connected to it. It's like a stage where the only thing is that you can, if you turn around, you can look at the ocean, but you are never really in it. Here we have another ocean card. It's the Ace of Cups. It's the card that when we ask about when will your emotional fulfillment come, it's the card that I would say indicates the most that it is going to come. But for this, we also have here the Devil card with it. And with this, it's telling me very, very precisely that there's some inner conflict that you deal with, some addictions maybe even, that you need to let go of. And maybe you also need to balance out some passions you have. Maybe you feel easily attracted to a lot of people, but you maybe need to learn how to focus your attraction towards people. And yeah, but I also see we have underneath the Ace of Cups, we have the Two of Cups, which is also talking about companionship, spiritual union. And it's interesting that those two guys are, the two people here are connecting their foreheads, and they're sharing their thoughts, their wisdom. They have a spiritual union. But then look at her. She's not in spiritual union, not with someone else, not even with herself. She's completely closed off. But here we have a different situation, and there is, if we take those two out, there is a lot of emotional abundance wanting to come to you. Like Spirit has this for you. He is giving you his cup of emotional complete fulfillment, the pouring the waters, the pouring love down to you. And there is some kind of a spiritual, emotional companionship out there for you. But we also deal here with some, this is like the Seven of Swords card, deception and envy. So I guess this Devil card is telling us something about a person, or maybe your own inner emotions, like an addiction towards whenever you meet someone. Let's stay with this example. Let's say it's in a completely like a love reading here. Then maybe you have problems with whenever you meet someone that you get too attached with them so much, in such a degree that you even feel envy towards them whenever they look at someone else, and maybe they're just looking without any bad thoughts. They were just looking at other people like, you know, you also look at people in the store or on the street. But you are so attached to this person that you always have a jealous intention, and you deal with people who want to make you very codependent towards them, who want to put you in chains even. So it's either talking about a strong emotions of codependency or conflicting jealousy, envy problems of someone you know or in yourself. But nevertheless, the first card I picked out on top was this card, and this came right up after it, so I had to take it. Because I usually take 3 cards, and here, yeah, it also jumped out, so I thought it probably has to say something, and it makes sense now because here we have the 2 of Cups plus also with another conflicting card underneath. But this is all in all a very good reading, because there is a lot of emotional abundance coming towards you or wanting to come in, but you need to change your perspective. And Spirit is not saying that it's a hard thing. You just need to look inside and find your true authenticity, and don't be confused about your thoughts. Don't let your thoughts confuse you. And just dive in your emotions. And there, even though maybe you have to deal with not so good emotions there, but even then you need to do that in order for you to turn it around, to actually be able to open your heart, open your cup, to let Spirit pour some water inside. I think this is very clear here, the reading, but I still want to try some clarification with the card that you chose at the beginning of the reading. So, Spirit, is there something else you want to tell group number 2 in their reading about love, about the true emotional happiness? When is it going to come and how? Spirit, is there another card? Some other messages you want to tell us for group number 2? We have 2 cards already. Yeah, okay. Okay, so I guess Spirit is wanting to give us those 2 cards, and it should be enough. So we have the Page of Spades and the 8 of Spades, and the spades are equivalent to Swords card. So the Page of Swords is usually talking about an inner critic. Not only, but here in this reading I would say that you're kind of addicted to your inner criticism, and you are too much in your head with that, and that is holding you back. Plus we have the 8 of Swords, and the 8 of Swords is very, very similar to, again, to the 2 of Swords, which is another confirmation. We have a confirmation of the 2 of Swords with this card, and we have it with this card. In the Rider-Waite deck, the 8 of Swords is also drawn as a woman having blinds on and is surrounded by swords. But what she cannot see is that she could just take the blinds off, because she's not really in chains. You know, even the chains of the devil are not, they're very loose. And it has a purpose. It's drawn that way here on this card to show the reader that it's just an addiction. You know, an addiction might be a very bad thing, and sometimes people, like, they can even die from addictions, but you can also, you have the inner power to stop it. So whatever is giving you this conflicting insights, which is your thoughts, because we have swords here, and here we also have to clarify for clarification. That's swords. I think for this reading, the most important thing for you is to deal with this energy. To realize that you have the power within yourself. You can take off your blinds, put down the swords, turn around, and maybe for the start, just look at your emotions. Just look at them without any judgment, without any criticism, without being too harsh on yourself. Just look at it and let it be. And whatever comes up, deal with it. But not just juggle with it and not knowing what to do with it. Get into a state of where you can get some truth out of it, some clarifications, but not get into your head again about it. That's not what I'm saying. Just look at it, look at the emotions that are coming up, and make peace with it also. But in order for you to make peace, you need to get the things you need to get. You need to understand what life is really about. But this is something you need to, I cannot tell you. This is something that every person needs to look at for themselves, and they need to find out what their own truth is. And maybe there's something conflicting from your past that you do not want to deal with, but once you do deal with it, Spirit is saying that you are going to get some clues about why things happened the way they happened. And with that, you are going to complete your cycle and starting a new cycle. You are going to get some ritual fulfillment, and in the form of another companion or another partnership in business, whatever it is that you desire most, which is giving you emotional fulfillment. But you need to overcome this envy and addictive behavior, or being dependent on someone else. Whatever this is here for you. Maybe you do have reason. Maybe you are in a relationship where you do have reason to be envy. But then, is it a good idea to stay in that relationship? I guess no. But always be sure that you have the ability to take your blinds off, or to take off the chains. It's in your hands, even though it might not seem like it is in your hand. But whenever you do this, be sure that Spirit is going to overflow you with love. So this is your message I have for you. File number 2. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't done that yet, if you want some more content. And yeah, so see you in your next reading. Bye bye, guys. Hello, group number 3. Welcome to your reading. You chose this beautiful old deck of the 10 of Hearts and this beautiful raven feather. I'll show you again. I found it the other day outside in a park. It's very, very beautiful. So, what Spirit wanted to talk to you about in this reading is starting with the Chariot card. And here we have a very, very stable move. You are getting ready to move somewhere. Maybe moving out of your city, moving out of a relationship, out of an apartment in general, but you are getting out there. And it is clarified by the 4 of Wands with foundation and achievements, and the heart chakra, which tells me that you have gained enough probably professional achievements in your life, maybe also knowledge about things, about emotional things, that you know what you want. You do know what you want, and you are going to take your chance. And you are supported by the star and the moon. This card here we see on the Chariot, he has the stars in this curtain and the moon on the shoulders and another star in the head. And this guy is ready to move. He has control all over his intellect and emotional side. And he knows what he wants, and he's going out there to get it. But we see him, and he is about to move. He's not moving. The figures are sitting. He is still standing, like the action didn't start it yet, but he's prepared everything, let's say. And here we have another guy, that is clearly about to move because he's sitting on a horse, the Knight of Pentacles. But the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest knight of all the knights, and he is holding on, and he's presenting a pentacle, but he knows what he wants. He knows what he can give out into the world, but he is waiting. And so something is holding on here, but it's not in a bad way, because what I saw right at the beginning when I laid out your cards, on top we have 3 yellow cards. The background being yellow in every card is showing me that there is an energy of very, very great and bright happiness in the background. And it's usually the color yellow is used in a tarot to indicate a sunrise or a sunset. But in general, it's meaning that it is very, very abundant, let's say. It's an abundant energy around these cards, just because of the colors. And the messages are confirming here, and this card gets validated by 2 4 cards. And this card, the 4 of Wands, is a card of celebrating your achievements. Here, this family built a foundation, and the rainbow, again, with a strong yellow color, is shining above them. Like they're in the rain of happiness already. They start to move, and since this is the most moving card that indicates a move, a physical move in life, and the family is standing in front of the house, they didn't go inside yet, but they are about to. This is indicating to me as a reader that the people who watch this, group number 3, you are probably really thinking or already acting out a move out of your apartment, like literally out of the city, at least out of your street, because of something that matters the heart. Because here we have another 4 card, the heart chakra. And if we would only look at these cards, I would say, yeah, you mastered the stability in life. You mastered your heart chakra. You have control over your heart and your other things, like usually it's the head, the mind, the head and the heart. So emotions and intelligence and being able to make wise, clear decisions. And the 4 cards is the number 4 is always standing for stability in life. Like here building a house, or he is moving and he has a square symbol on his chest, and the heart chakra is on the chest and it's square, and this is indicating that here it's something about matters of the heart that you achieved, where you achieved you discovered everything in life you need to discover to be able to balance your emotions enough to let the mind work and do what the mind has to do. So you're able to get out of your heart if it's necessary, but you'll also be able to get out of your head. And you can control both. And you are starting to achieve things here. Maybe you already did. And here we have this slower moving energy with emotional loss in the sky. It's equivalent to the 5 of Cups, and it's usually talking about a strong grief from the past, from past hurts, and he's holding his heart, which makes a lot of sense because we have the heart chakra here. This guy's heart area is also illuminating, and there is something that happened in the past that you still deal with, but you are able, and because of that you are not able to move fast, but you are moving, and you are presenting your craftsmanship and your love and all the pentacles you have. You are showing it to the world, but in your own time, in your own pace, which is totally fine, because you do not want to get hurt again, you know. And here we have the 7 of Swords, and you don't need to be anxious about this card, because a lot of time this card can mean deceit and cheating and all of those things, and stealing. But here I think it can indicate, it can be connected to the emotional losses in life. Someone took something away from you. It could be that this is what it's indicating. For some of you it will indicate that, but for others of you I would read this as very similar to this card, that you know how to move on strategically. You can make a plan, you can plan things, and this guy is moving out of the city. And here we also have tents, kind of a city battlefield situation, but it comes close to a city. It's a place where people live, and he is taking all of his thoughts together and making out a plan. And he's leaving the city, he's leaving the people, moving on. Maybe also because you got presented with another pentacle, maybe a boss, someone, another company has made you an offer, a very solid one, and you are moving ahead. And here we have another very emotional card. It's the 8 of Cups with emotional withdrawal. And this card is usually, you know, it's very it's saying by itself that you should take some time and make sure with all this new movement and going forward to take some time to reflect, to go inside and deal with the rest of the losses that you deal with, which you do. I can see you doing this. It's not a problem of, it's not a matter of not doing it, but there is, like this card, those 3 cards are talking about the heart, issues of the heart. And since we are talking about emotional fulfillment and happiness, when will it come? I would say that it is coming whenever you decide to move out and to plan your future. You plan, and you, whenever you are ready to grab another seed and put it into the ground, and you know that it's going to take some time to blossom, but you are starting it because you decided to move away from something. So, Spirit, let's clarify this reading for my beautiful pile number 3. Let's see what Spirit also wants to talk to you about happiness. Thank you. Is there another card you want to pull out for group number 3? Whoa. It's 2 more cards. Yeah. Okay. So I think we can take... Oops. We can take those cards. So we had the 9 of Hearts, the Queen of Spades, and the 8 of Diamonds. So this would be like the 9 of Cups, the Queen of Swords, and the 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, so guys, please make sure that you are going to focus on your work, or you are going to focus on working things out, but in a slow and steady pace, and start your new life, and take care of your heart, and don't let anyone else interfere here. Make sure to have a plan for how you are gonna go about in your life, and maybe the single life at the moment, the true happiness you find in singlehood, which is indicating in those 3 cards here, is something that you need at the moment, or maybe it's even something you want. And please enjoy that. And there's a lot of happiness on the horizon for you in this reading. And maybe in another reading we can go more into depth for you when it will come, because the cards are not showing it yet. But make sure to dive into work, but also take care of dealing with your emotions. And I don't think there's a lot of grief you still need to deal with. I guess it's more a matter of making plans to take some time off from work to be able to be fully there at work and to build something first. Building some material wealth, and make sure to take some time off from work, is also number 8 and number 8, to be able to have enough energy for anything else that's wanting to come into your life. Yeah, so this is my message for you, pile number 3, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I see you in your next reading. Bye bye, guys.